Hello and welcome to this vlog, which is a review of a popular water conditioner used by the Thais called Suma. This is a sidestep from Track to Track Pet Fish Retail Market, which we visit a month after the wholesale market. Episode 3 will follow in the future. There were two of these shops getting a mention here, so as not to overload the next pet market video with Betta. I was made aware of the Suma product by Mr. Samurai, who has had a shop for a lot of years halfway down Betta Street on the right hand side, though directly opposite there is another elderly Thai gentleman also specialising in wild Betta strains. I was directed to B Aquatics to purchase this powder product. At the entrance of the street or the alley on the left hand corner you will find B Aquatics V.1, run by a young lady, a new business at Track to Track Market, and can also be found on Facebook. Now I had noticed this shop on Monday, and peeping through the curtain like doors there was some very nice Betta inside, but it was closed and also on the Tuesday morning. Turns out not a morning person, so an afternoon shop, and I made it my last stop. They had Suma in stock, also a good stock of Betta Fair and 6. Sort of a long pencil, but instead of a rubber on the end, a 3D printed male Betta face to encourage your pet fish to display. Actually, a rubber on the end of the pencil gets a similar response. So I have given this a try on housing the Betta and also breeding them. You cannot overdose with Suma, but why would you use so much Suma to improve health and colour if the water is too dark to see the fish? In the past I have boiled peat or alder cones to create a black water tonic, or added a few dried almond leaves, which is simpler, into the tank. And Suma is simpler still, and if it's a holding tank for single Betta there will be no debris or rubbish on the bottom of the tank, which will be welcomed by hobbyists wanting simple and tidy aquariums. A lot of crossbreeds, like with mahachai and Betta splendens, where they cross.
Splendens is here. And this that one
Oh,
we make
that's nice.
hybrid.
Hybrid, yeah.
Hybrid is splendid.
You can see that.
Yeah.
See, the teal isn't in splendens, the finish is more of smargadina. Same with that one. Yeah, they're different.
Yeah.
What we've got here is Suma colour enhancement powder. It makes your water pH stable via improvements by natural minerals and herbs. This formula improves the coloration of your Betta and best used on genetics of fancy solid colours, red, yellow, orange and metallic colours, and it is when you perform regular water changes to see the best effects. And the rest of it's in Thai on the bottom, and it's what I found the Thais are using a lot of. And I have used Suma products before for strong fins, strong scales. So we'll see, we'll give it a try. Now on the bottom, if you're worth translating the Thai, what it says is Suma colour increase efficiency, use regular when water changing for vibrant colours. And how to use: dissolve the powder in water and scoop, separate into the container. 1 gram for 50 litres or 10 grams, which is the pack size, will do 500 litres. By scoop they mean you mix this with the water and I've seen them do it, and then you just scoop in pots into your tank where you've got your betta, whether it's a 3 litre tank or 5 litre tank or a larger breeding tank, until you get the desired colour. And I was told it's for balancing the pH, but then another Thai guy says that it's for increasing the colour, makes them intense with the coloration, but it's hard to see the coloration when they're in brown water. So the top would just screw off, and there's a little hole in the top. You pierce to get into it, and it just comes out like a puff of powder. I've been told that if you overdose you cannot really do them any harm, but anyway, you're mixing up first in here. Now if you can see how it goes in, I mean, it's a bit scary because it looks almost toxic when it drops in. Of course you'll mix that up. You want it to like the colour of tea, like Earl Grey tea, not like hairy arsed Belder's tea. Give you a nice brown stain. But again, if it's too dark, you're going to mix this into your tank till you get the desired level of darkness or the tannin of the water. Use a fork or a spoon or the wife's toothbrush just to mix it up. So that's a nice golden tan there. You could make it a bit darker. I have used Suma to breed Betta splendens, siamorientalis, smargadina, imbellis and the Alien Betta, but I still prefer almond leaves, so I'm using both, as can be seen in the video. I like to float the leaves and find the male will build the nest on the underside. Wild Betta I find have a stronger and sturdier build to their nests, but it gives them more time to care for the nest, eggs and fry. The floating leaf will last for a month, and I find that after you take the parents out of the tank, the fry will return to the place of birth. It makes it easier to monitor the fry for growth, etc. As can be seen here with these Betta imbellis Southern Collection. The synonym for these, what used to be known as, is Betta bouquet, but now just known as the red crescent imbellis. Also, if you have an aggressive male, the leaves in the breeding tank give sanctuary for females, but yes, after a month these leaves will fall apart, and any sign of fungi on the leaves they should be removed. These hybrid Alien Betta set up my normal way with a floating breeding trap for the female to get used to the male before being tipped in. But a female could not wait the usual 5 days and decided to jump out. Bettas can find the smallest gap to leap through. They decided to nest in the air pocket of the trap, so it had to stay in there. The female proved a good pairing with 2 males, no damage and no fuss, most importantly fertile. Aliens can tend to be infertile or not interested. Beta siamorientalis, similar in looks to the red crescent imbellis, but the tail red looks to have been coloured by an artist. The head colour is very dark, while in imbellis it is a tan colour. Also, it does not originate from southern Thailand. Breeding a standard Beta splendens is similar to wild Beta. The wild may be less aggressive. This splendens female was very helpful. There were bubbles not as big or substantial as a male. She did most of the work picking up the eggs, and you can just see small bubbles on the eggs as she floats them into the bubble nest. In fact, the male looked quite lazy, and I was tempted to take the male out and leave the female in to look after the nest and the fry. Not the usual thing to do, but I left the male in there, and he started to behave more like a parent once the female was removed. The male should not be taken out too early, as a fry can die on the tank floor, but wait until they are seen swimming away from the nest. The male will catch them and bring them back to the nest, but he will soon tire of this. A good infusoria culture should be at hand for when the egg sacs are exhausted. Follow up by Tubatrix acetiae, which is the vinegar eel, which are served for swimmers, and a week later Artemia nopali and microworms. These are very fine live foods that will encourage them to feed. Once they are 5 mm in length, commercial dry foods can be used, as well as sifted daphnia and cyclops and larger live foods as they grow. Do like and subscribe, it is free. My next video may be sightseeing in Bangkok. This is my grown on tank containing 20 beta mahachai. Any day you will find a couple of males with more intense colours sparring. Luckily no rip fins. These are 8 months old, grown on with Suma, but not as colourful as the parent fish.